Hey guys, before I start off this video, I did just want to say to you that on every single video that I come out with, I want to make it clear that most of them are going to be vlog style. I may have some that aren't really vlog style, but on every video that I put out, if you go down to the description, I'm going to have timestamps. So if you're not there for the vlog style and you just want to get straight to the point, go look at the description down below. I'm gonna have timestamps of, like, key points in the video where I talk about certain things. So if you're here for one thing, go check out the description, click on that time where you want to see, and I want to make it the easiest possible for all of my viewers. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoy the video. Ladies and gentlemen, what is going on? Today, I wanted to touch base on a couple of little display features and maybe hidden things that you didn't know about the Talaria to help you ride what I think better on the trails. So when I've been riding this bike, I noticed that it has brake sensors. So when you pull the brake, it cuts off your power immediately. On the 160 and the 260, there's an app, so you can actually turn that off. And when I had my 160, I had that turned off. Obviously, I ride with both my fingers on the brakes here. And sometimes, if I hit a bump or something, I'll just pull that brake just the tiniest amount, and it'll actually cut my power and almost make me go over the handlebars. So just yesterday, I came in here and I followed these wires down. There are these wires right here. Obviously, this is your brake cable on both sides, and there's this little screw just underneath the brake cable on both sides. Those wires then feed in here underneath your ignition. So if you take those two Allen keys out, pop the ignition over, it'll give you access to all your cables underneath here. And both of them are just little 2-prong cables. Let me just go ahead and open up this for you guys. So when you get in here, you're gonna see you have your little cable connectors with your sleeves on top. You're gonna wanna go ahead and pull those out and then just follow your cable down. It's honestly rather simple. Follow it down until you get to this little attachment here and unplug them. After I unplugged them, I decided to tape them off with some electrical tape. That way, like, no water gets in there or anything. And I went ahead, put the battery in the bike, started it up, and I could power through my brake. So that was very, very easy. I hadn't seen any videos on it or anything, but me and my buddy were pretty sure that that's the only possible thing that it could be. After I did that, I went ahead and took off my front light as well, because I don't want to ride in the dark, and that light definitely isn't bright enough. So that was super easy as well. Again, you just follow the cable. It's pretty self-explanatory. Once you get that ignition port off and you can follow the cables, it's really, really simple. After you unplug that, you just have these 4 bolts here. Obviously, I already took it off, but there's just a bracket there holding that front light on, and it comes off real easy. Now I'm gonna get into the display part of this. This is actually something really cool that I couldn't figure out at the beginning. Alright, so when you boot this up, obviously you get the Talaria screen. You have your basic setup here, and if you guys can see, I actually have it switched over to miles per hour, which was the original reason why I got into this. I looked online, I could not find anything on how to switch from kilometers per hour to miles per hour. So I was screwing around with it, and obviously you have your regen levels here. You can see in the bottom right, 1, 2, 3, and 4. I always run it on 4 because these brakes aren't the best, so helps me slow down, helps me keep battery, so I leave it on 4. But this little button on the top here, if you hold that down, it pulls you into a menu here, and you can use your arrows to scroll down. You got data, which is your max speed, your average energy, how long you've been on the bike, and your total miles down here at the bottom. If you press the M button, it'll bring you back. You go to your units, and here it is, imperial or metric. So obviously we want to stay on Imperial. Just press M to get back. For some reason, if you're going to run a 17-inch wheel, you can tell the bike it has 17-inch wheels. So that way your speedometer, I'm sure, is calibrated to 17-inch wheels. But we're going to leave it on 19. And GR right here, this is cool. You got gear ratios on this bike actually. It comes on 8.4 or 8 and 4. I don't really know exactly how it works, but I did reach out to Talaria e-bikes on Facebook. And I asked them, like, what's up with the gear ratios, because there's no videos on the gear ratios either. So it comes in 8.4, and basically your highest one away, so 4.7 and 9.5 are gonna be your biggest differences, is what they told me anyways. I've screwed around with it a little bit, not too much, but I did notice that the 9-to-1 feels like it gives me the snappiest throttle right off the line and the least amount of top speed, whereas like 4.7, so the smaller number first, gives me less snap off the start, but gives me a higher top speed. So I haven't done a lot of screwing around with that. 8.4 honestly feels really good to me. It's super snappy, and then, you know, after a couple miles an hour, it's really linear. So I personally like 8.4. It's worked really well for me, so I'm just gonna leave it on that. But if you guys want to screw around with that, he said that, you know, you shouldn't have any damage if you use the different modes. He did warn me the only way that you could damage anything would be if you were using a lower, so like a higher top speed mode, and then going ahead and trying to climb big hill climbs and whatnot, because, you know, you're putting a lot of strain on those lower gears that are more meant for top speed. So that's actually a super cool thing about this. If you're doing hill climbs and all that stuff and you want a little more torque, a little more spice, you can actually do that stock without changing your sprocket, none of that. It's right there on the bike, which is super cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this, and the last mode is just battery, it says, which tells you your voltage, how many cycles you've charged the battery, and I don't know what cap means, but that's telling me I got 38.4 amp hours. I don't know a lot about that, but any of you gurus might know some about that. So that's really that. I just wanted to make a quick video on these little things that aren't really talked about too much. There's tons of reviews out there and whatnot, but there's not much on, you know, the display itself and your sensors. There's going to be plenty of videos of comparisons between this and a Sur-On and this and my buddy's modded 160 and the modded 160 and the regular 160. We're going to have tons of videos out on them. I might screw around with the gear ratios then and see, you know, if the modded 160 takes off on me at the start, if I have a gear ratio that will then take off on him on the start, and vice versa. So I'm super excited to bring this content to the channel. I do have a couple videos lined up already, but I wanted to get this out there and let you guys know about that, because like I said, there is nothing out there. So hopefully this helped for you. If you guys have any questions, feel free to comment down below, even if it's not something I talked about, because like I said, I have put 50 miles on this thing, so I got a little bit of experience on it, on the trails and whatnot. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Remember, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and we'll catch you later on. Peace! I did forget to mention, I am not gonna leave these cables like this. I haven't got around to it, but I do need to clip these zip ties in order to take this sensor off fully, obviously. I just don't have zip ties right now, so I didn't really want to screw with it, and I haven't rode the bike since I took them off, so I'm gonna get to that, but that's why they're dangling around for now. So don't worry, I ain't gonna ride like that.